Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. This week's live summit event in the Crew 2 will be entered Frozen Sin, a 3-week winter-themed summit that we're about to go back and take place by having 2 new Dominion Frozen events at the 5 Kings Casino Motorsport Park, along with 4 events and 2 events to be featured on the restriction. 3 skills by having low altitude and 2 solemn to be on the tarmac and off-road area to be on the land base. Ever since I have to do 1 content video to be on the follow-up catch-up and free time to be going drifting to have the Forsberg Racing Nissan 370C and Creators DeLorean DMC-12 auto drift is going to be so awesome and taking 6 minutes by having a different amount of time. But it was alright because it is so very awesome to have the DeLorean becomes a drift discipline. It's going to be kick up and go ever long lasted by having a chain combo. It was alright because it is so very awesome to see the DeLorean in action. But I mean, it is so very rad and very remarkable to have a very good excellent drift rating to see the DeLorean is going to have to kick up and stay longer for only 2 minutes in one event. But right now, we have the first week ever since we're about to be going in to take on in Frozen Sin to have 6 events by discipline, so we might have to make sure to get prep up and go higher to be in 100,000 points along with 2 new Dominion Frozen events to be on the 5 Kings Casino. So we have to get ready and be very patient before moving on. In Stage 3, we'll have to take on with Clarence Bishop III, the Pro Racing Champ and Pro Racing King. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, go click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos in the later future. Now it is time to get ready to go for today's live summit event. Let's begin. Here are the 2 types of racing car category to be featured in bundle event by having 20% discount in $1,351,279 available. One for the hybrid car and a touring car discipline to be featured in the lineup. Here we have a KTM Expo GTX 2020 as a hybrid car discipline. It comes in to have an equipped with an inline 5 engine capable of developing 530 horsepower with a top speed 171 miles per hour. It is the ultimate version of the Expo lineup. It is intended to be used as a track-only car. Very good excellent chassis style, and also to have a hardtop version to be capable to have a 2-seater included. Next up is a 2015 Lamborghini Huracan LP620-2 Super Trophyo. It is also to be first unveiled in the 2014 at the ACI Vallelunga circuit in Campanile di Roma in Italy. The Super Trophyo was produced specially for the Lamborghini Valenciano Super Trophyo series. This looks so very good to be compared as a GT3 version in the same Lamborghini Huracan, but this one is an Italian racing to have a 5.2-liter V10 engine that capable to have doesn't shows to have a horsepower with a top speed of 186 miles per hour. But you might have to take a good detailed look about this car on Wikipedia, but that might be quite very good to have a most finest horsepower ever yet to be made. Alright, let's get these 2 race car versions, including the Expo GTX, is now ready to go and enter to be on the Frozen Sin live summit event to go for the cold. Except for only 4 events and 3 skills to be on a sunny day, and 2 Dominion Frozen will go for the winter theme condition. So very good to have the Chrysler 300 SRT8 Crown Edition to be on the Platinum. Depends on number of ranks, including myself to be in 3,105th place to have 1,226,299 points. Also to have a half set on the Silver, more followers on 200,000, and a yellow side blade underglow to be on the Common. But it looks like it is going to be becoming much more stylish and very cool before moving on in week number 5, since week number 4 is now going to have to be completed to have some more followers. So it turns out to have some next reward before I proceed on to Frozen Sin is to have some exterior parts for the KTM Expo GTX Hab set boosted for a street race discipline to be on the second part, and this one is a blue Tetra Underglow to be on the rare vanity. So we got some good theme summon for only 3 weeks until proceed on to stage 3 will be scheduled on November 2nd through the 9th. I bet it is going to be quite very good to have a brand new addition to the Aston Martin Vulcan is going to be titled the Duke. Looks so cool and much more brilliant to have a track-only hypercar discipline to be categorized to be on a touring car. So let's begin and start out to be on the first skill to go low altitude. We're heading up to be at Colorado River to be flying around on aerobatics or air race discipline. Auto switch vehicle I go, and be prepared to choose any aircraft vehicle whenever you like to go flying low. Exactly to have this part of the theme summon to take place around in Colorado and Nevada. But we know the drill, so passing through, no contact, and safe to be clear. Gonna have to be much more gentle and precise. Almost to be at 30,000 points. Gonna have to hold it out until 20 seconds left. It sure does doing a whole lot of basic time for my YouTube channel because I'm currently to be at 452 subscribers. 452 is gonna have to get closer onto 500. We'll have to do a halfway mark to go up onto 1,000. It takes long delays and exactly to go forever. But good news is, for having one skill complete to be exactly under 50,000 points. 49,014 points, skill number 1 is going complete. Now, next up to have skill number 2 or 3 because depends on 2 choices to be on the Solemn. Go for the off-road or tarmac whenever you like to pick. I recommend I have to go at Lake Mean to be on the tarmac skill for skill number 2 to get set and be ready. But I bet motorcycle is going to have to be much more differences to be depends on which kinds of different terrains, but maybe gonna have to go and start out to be on the lake. But first things first, I might need to have a powerboat vehicle to have a very good excellent skill to be needed. Okay, double check, go for the Proto Offshore skills of element by the land, sea, and air. But good thing putting up the have air is check. Now gonna have to proceed on to the water to be on skill number 2. Okay, gonna have to take this, go follow through, hold onto the throttle to be slide around by every direction. That's more like it. Going faster, take the rush when the rain comes. No waves around, that's very good. Keep it going. Just gonna have to go average, and there you go. Time runs out to have 26,644 points without reaching the finish line. Good news is, 100,000 points to be earned in 151,090 points. Water is checking complete. Now let's go to the land on to skill 3. Death Valley. Off-road racing, up I go and hit the land. Well, eventually because we know the place and doing some same skill and going much more fine tactics, maybe I might need to have a best off-road vehicle ever yet to be selected. Just hang on 1 second. Double check. Go for the score breaker that I might need to be well organized, precisely, and much more disciplined to be selected by using Rally Raid. Gonna have to grab my Proto Buggy with the UDRS Insportec player is joining in. Solemn around the gates when having a rain condition comes around in daytime before the evening arrives. Gonna have to stay focused on every part of the directional checkpoint to be on the main objective. Hold it in and keep it much more steady to be well precise. Going basic, going advanced, and master the slalom to find your line. So how often am I doing when I play Overwatch 2? It turns out to become greater and very brand new to have all-time classic game modes. But I kinda like the push mode to have some best most features to see how 5 versus 5 can battle out to have one robot to be pushing in on every part of the checkpoint to have this part of the main objectives. But it's very brand new, but exactly to be very brand new to Overwatch 2 to have one robot to be going contestant to be which directional side to be going in on the red or blue team, but depends on each part of main objective until one match will have to do a perfect win. Well, I tried that once, but it was alright because gonna have to choose a different hero is becoming much more fine chosen to be selected. As for right now, because skill number 3 is complete by climbing up onto the gold medal to be on the objective time in 15,869 place towards the platinum in about 173,116 points to go. Now let's go and start out to have best rally raid vehicle to be on the starting position on stage 5 of USB Tour West. Gonna have to go and grab my Land Rover. Defender Works V870 edition is about to go electrifying charge like last time by doing the escape. When it comes in to have best rally raid vehicle to be selected, you might have to go for any condition is going to becoming much more super near after one event is complete. So let's do this. Going off the road, boost it up, press on and enter to be on the checkpoint. Turn on to the left, speed it up and keep it up higher.
And it's Racetrack.
I really bet I might have to go to the Golden Hills Racetrack before proceed on to the Lamborghini Huracan LP622 Super Turbo after this. But you guys might know the strategy. Drive anywhere and do much more perfectly to improve your time. But don't forget the Nitro Chemist just to be in case to have some ventilated to go quick refill. Time to go electrifying off-road racing until proceed onto the same route of the track. Link course and same time attack tactics to speed it up and go quicker as much as you can. There you go, checkpoint cleared to be stay on the left. Fine work. Slide around, pull that brake to be going main recovery. Here comes the hill. Going airborne and much more needed to have the nitro refill. Still good to be pleased and going in onto the tarmac by the asphalt. Let's kick it up and proceed to go off the road again. We're almost there at the highway. Better get ready and do a whole lot of speed to go extreme. Slide around and do some slalom to be going through onto the bus stop. Chicane quickly as possible to see it. Checkpoint cleared to be forward. Okay, very good, enough speed. Now going airborne. Splendid off-road drift. Kinda like it and much more stunt indeed. Going up onto the 7th gear, so it should be doing much more great to have an increased performance for the Land Rover Defender. And be more careful to be pleased. Come on, going airborne. Yeah, baby, looks like that is gonna be quite good to be much more daring extreme jump. Gonna have to go for round 2. Out from Las Vegas and heading up to Golden Hills Racetrack to have that part of the highlights. There goes the bridge. Checkpoint clear and going in to be quickly to be on the tarmac to go back up the road. Okay, gonna have to choose any direction to go forwards. Shortcuts definitely might be a very good necessary option when facing many obstacles. Throw down the gauntlet and pass through. Proceed as always to have some slight turn recovery. Okay, that was a close call, but a little bit embarrassing, by the way. 95% progression is going in to be in 100%. The track, move on in to be on the finish line for the final stretch.
See them have fun navigating the racetrack.
That's the ticket. 4 minutes, 45.518 seconds. Regular on the podium to have one rally raid car to be complete. But that's not all, because 117,431 points is now fully achieved by 100% well done. One event down, 5 more to go, and going differently by the option. Ever since we have arrived on Golden Hills Racetrack by participate in Stage 5 of US Speed Tour West. But you know, I might have to go by directional lineup by places to places, all in order. Next up, touring car event at Golden Hills Racetrack for the Lamborghini Huracan LP620-2 Super Trophyo is gonna have to go much more fine icy style to be on the underglow. The per level is going maximum in 320 to have 778 horsepower with a top speed 247 miles per hour. I might have to give it a go because this one is very official to have a livery design included as well. By default, and much more fine participant to have a nice number 63 to be labeled to have a very good design livery. Let's get it on and go for position number 1 to take the lead. Oh, and by the way, have you ever seen some chips before? This is a type of a smoke vanity as you may ever got it from American Legends. But this Huracan is a very good lucky fortune. Aurora will have to speed it up. Take that turn before proceed on to the next sector by the checkpoint. Hairpin coming in. Gonna have to get close and take the second hairpin on the way. So you see, the Lamborghini Huracan also included as a circuit spec from the first installment in the crew, but the Super Trophyo is now also to be listed as a touring car discipline in the crew too. But same car, but different racing modification that compares to the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 from Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. But you might have to take a good look onto the interior view, will have to be on a quick switch. But this one might be quite very more exact different like the GT3 version on the same Huracan. But the Motec, as you may ever see on the middle when you're driving on the interior view. Looks so good and very decent to have a one-make race to be participate to have that championship series to be in modern motorsports history. Gonna have to take hard right to be on the hairpin. Go for the hairpin number 2. Step it up and go inside on the apex to be on the straightaway before it passes on to be on the chicane. Tight turns and chicanes and proceed on to the final turn before entered on to lap number 3. Almost to be at 3. Going in. Now gonna have to take that first turn. Exactly just like when you participate in the Golden Hill Special when you're on the USB Tour West Edition. But time trial, but ordinary race to have more players to be joining session when racing together as a crew. Gonna have to give it a go. Step it in and go throughout. But not to mention about the Super Trophyo version on the Huracan that is also to be usable in Need for Speed 2015 Payback and Heat. But very good to have a different version to have a race modification to the Huracan. Very lucky and much more fine fortune to have a nice touring car version to be step up and go boosted up to have a nitro to be fully well installed when playing the Crew 2. Just like playing the Crew 1 as a circuit spec, but Fast Tourist is becoming much more fine different version that compared to the GT3 version on the Lamborghini Huracan. But there you go, 107,899 points complete in event number 2. So, I guess that might be quite very excellent to have a lineup direction all in order for this part of the video segment. So now, in the middle of leaving from Las Vegas until gonna have to go back and participate to have a hypercar discipline. So grab your KTM Expo GTX and go for the road trip to be on going to Vegas. But that's right, because ever since we have participated in the USB Tour West Edition by doing one event and also to have a street special will be waiting for us for the Alpha Grand Prix to be temporarily to be labeled as on the KTM Expo 670 horsepower with a top speed 279 miles per hour. Let's give it a go and have one best carbon based fiber to have that chassis is going to be becoming much more fine competition ready to go onto the open road. But it is a track only car by the way, because this is very much more daring to be extreme when you're trying out with that GTX version.
I'm sending happy winning thoughts.
Time to kick up the nitro and go for first place. In this interior view for the KTM Expo GTX, this might have a hardtop version that compared to the GT4 version on the KTM Expo series. However, it is the ultimate version to this road car as the main true track-only car. Just like the Ferrari FXXK, Aston Martin Vulcan, and other track-only hypercars like the Bugatti Divo. But not to mention because other kinds of track-only cars is becoming much more brilliant and well you need to be specific and go for the track-only competition to be participate on different championship events. So I bet I might have to drive carefully to be on the open road, feel the horizon, and speed it up to be on the rush. Step it in, and find a perfect line to be face the travel onto the distant highway. There we go, checkpoint cleared to be proceed as always. Time to go boosted with a nitro. By doing the top speed when using the GTX KTM Expo, it might be quite very good to be going up in about 280 miles per hour when using the nitro to speed it up and going increase by doing the main straightaway. I kinda like it because this one is very good to be featured to have custom exterior parts and vanities except with livery editor, but this car does not also to be included for using a livery editor design to have this car, but it is also to be specifically to have a carbon based fiber to have that most fine chassis to be well made and designed for. KTM just spent years by having a first production road car vehicle was the Expo R. It turns out that a different version on the KTM Expo to be titled as Street. Two of them are also to be same ever since from 2012 because it's been 10 years for the Expo series is now becoming much more fine tribute to the 10th anniversary. All about different versions to the Expo R, GT4, and GTX. But here comes the shortcut. Take that checkpoint clear and going back to be on the highway. But here comes Lost to be going forward to be on the strip special, because that one might have an Albert Grand Prix will be waiting for me to have a perfect challenge moment. Gonna have to take the right side of the highway, going in, go forward, and stay on the right side directional to have some different lanes. Now passing through onto the west shrubs. There we go. Close call without hitting any objects. Okay, maybe not. Gonna have to drive gentle, but it is much more very cool, by the way. Time to go for the next direction. Going in, take that last stretch before the finish line. Will be arrived soon from here and now. Here we are, folks. Las Vegas, first place, and record attempt to be complete. Alright, so looks like that should be quite very good enough to have a follow-up catch-up after this. After all, the GTX KTM Expo is becoming much more advanced version to be driving on the track. Good to be used as a hypercar discipline to have a nice concept race car, by the way, but exactly to become as the ultimate complete model to this racing car version for the Expo series. Ever since I have arrived from Las Vegas from doing the highway event, but looks like Albert Grand Prix discipline to be featured to be take on for doing the part of the USB Tour West Edition. So gonna have to go and grab an Albert Grand Prix discipline to be recommended. But you know, I might have to go for the Expo R version in the Albert Grand Prix, might have to give it a go. But compared to have much more wide extended version that compared to the smaller version. But it looks to be very different to be exactly by the same. But anyway, time for me to grab the KTM Expo R UDRS Insportec livery with the Albert Grand Prix edition. We'll have to go faster and a new clip. Let's go, electrifying charge.
Ready for the US Speed Tour West Special number 5? Las Vegas, Nevada. Discover the Strip, casinos, and lights. Viva Las Vegas!
Okay, looks like it's gonna get much rough out there to have an Albert Grand Prix to be participate in the mixed event. Take 2 laps, it's gonna be going faster in about under 2 minutes. Go right in to take the hanger, and this is gonna be much more thrill to be intense. For this part of the theme summon, like Scandinavian flag to have a normal weather condition rather than having snow. But especially to have 2 new events to be going exclusively to be having some snow conditions as well. But hold it in, because pressing on and go for lap number 2 is going to be much more rough and during extreme. It feels like riding a bull is becoming more aggressive. Let's kick it up and giddy up. Take that airborne jump. Going straight. Checkpoint clear to go back to the hangar. Pass by and a good airborne racer. Whoa, looks like this Expo R sure does want to do things to go aggro. Take that final stretch, and here it goes.
Who will leave their mark?
There we go. Looks like new record to have 1 minute 42.441 seconds on the new attempt. Very good job. 114,569 points. that's how it's like you're riding a bull. It's becoming much more daring, extreme to go advance. So, I guess it might be quite very good to be exactly before I proceed on to week number 5 to climb up onto 50 tiers of content in the Motor Pass system. Let's have a good detailed look to have 2 new events on Street Race and Rallycross. Number 6 of Dominion Frozen is going to be having a different layout at the Five Kings Casino Motorsport Park. Just to be planned, and this one is going to be on the lone vehicle, just like using the Koenigsegg 1-1 2014. The second is going to be the Rallycross discipline to be on a different track layout. Very good. Now, let's go street racing to have the first event to see which lone vehicle are we going to have to use. Selected is the Ferrari F12 Burnline Enta is now courtesy to be started out for today's event. Going red and much more fine Italian Grand Touring car is going to be started out to be on 228 per level. Same spec and 740 horsepower with a top speed 209 miles per hour. Oh well. Instead of any kinds of different car liveries will have to be used onto the same F12 Burnline Enta. And here I go. Let's giddy up and go for the icy skid.
Yo, as soon as you see the Vegas skyline, get ready for some nice curves.
Well, looks like this is going to be some nice curves indeed. So this part of the track layout in the Five Kings Casino Motorsport Park is going to be much more fine different and going to have to proceed on to the bridge elevation. Well, it looks very cool by the way, but only in free mode to be trying out ever since at the beginning of episode 1 in Dominion Forsberg. Slide around by passing the checkpoint. Keep it careful because it's like drifting on a skating rink. Go for the boost, slide around, and keep a good watchful eye by interruptions in about 2 or 3 seconds by jumping into the skid part. Nice, looks like it feels so much fun because it might need to have a second player to be join the fun. Let's go, lap number 2. Slide it in, slide out, and face the icy, slippery terrain. I kinda like about this track layout, folks. Just to be fun, to have a clear asphalt with an icy low is gonna be becoming much more different rather than a dry surface on the track. Gonna have to keep going, just do that drift, and I'm all good. Time to go overdrive to be slid around by passing the checkpoint. Going in forwards because this part of the rink is going to be so fun to enjoy. Don't get too overwhelmed because all you might need to do is to pretend like you're drifting. Just like Forsberg Racing number 1 to be at the same place and different layouts. But here comes lap number 3. The final lap is about to go icy fun. .75% is now currently in the progression. Gonna have to keep going and stay on the main rope on the asphalt. There we go. Find the perfect line. Do an excellent icy drift whenever it takes. Okay, so far so very close. Going off the track and get back in.
You handle this car well. A real steady hand.
Yeah, looks like I'm on the roll stretch at the end of the third lap. 3 minutes, 13.796 seconds is now on the new record attempt. Not bad. Not bad at all. 116,561 points without losing a whole lot of grip. But in the meantime, because practice makes perfect for only a 3-lap time attack, is going to get much more icy extreme. Finally made it on to 1 million points, added with 2,790 points in 4,941st place is now going to have to go up an extra to have 200,000 points to be added. This is it, folks. We're about to go and take on number 7 in Dominion Frozen to have a different track layout for the rallycross discipline. Choose any rally car vehicle whenever you like to pick, so I might have to go for the Chevy Camaro SS Rallycross Edition. We'll have to beat the icy road. Icy road and mixed exact element to have some snow tires. We'll have to get spiked up and much more careful to be on a good grip. So spin around, 3 seconds, and here I go.
Pay attention. The first 4 marked turns are the main issue with the circuit. For the rest, trust your instinct.
Got it. Looks like trust my instinct and go for the perfect line to have a faster time to go improve. So you might have to go drifting when you're racing in this part of the new event. It sure does having a lot of fun to have rallycross to go drifting rather than go off the road. But icy road on the asphalt is becoming much more fine advanced to have a nice good snow themed condition. Straight away by passing the checkpoint, going forward to be on the first turn, opposite by direction, kick up the nitro, slide around and go inside of the apex, much to be clear, and go forward to have the main progression in 25%. There you go, checkpoint clear, slide it in and take the second lap. It feels like having an autocross race like Midnight Club 3 all over again. But it sure does to have one car to take that challenge is going to have to go much more progression to see how the podium record is going to have to go for the achieved gold. Time to kick it up and go overcharge to have the acceleration to have the tires will have to go epic. My UDRS Chevy Camaro SS is sure does doing a much more fine brilliant time attack rush. Maybe I might have to go and try it out for having a free time after this. Slide it in, slide out, go for the elevation to take some tight turns to go consecutive by the tricky way. That's more like it. Combinations of ice, snow, and electric all go for the snow, cold, winter combination until we might have to take a few days until winter season will be arrived. But we're still in the fall season, by the way, because the trees will might have to go into some oranges because the leaves will might have to fall down soon in about a few weeks until winter will be arrived soon. But I mean, the hot temperature is still out there, but we might need to have the climate will have to go for the temperature to go exactly below exact around in 40 degrees Fahrenheit. But I mean, it's still warm out there to be on the outside, but staying inside might be very much more cool to be much more relaxed and keep our well-being is gonna have to keep it much more fine natural moments. So we're almost there. Take these last 2 turns before the final stretch. We'll have to take that finish line to be coming in.
The way you take those turns makes my head spin.
Beats me. And there you go. 3 minutes, 29.205 seconds by having 30 motor stars to be earned. Wow. Amazing without any one attempt in the rallycross event to have a brand new moment. 109,356 points is complete. brilliant and outstanding to have Frozen Sin is now featured to have an ordinary usual theme condition, just like Scandinavian Flag for only 4 events. Well, it turns out to become much more fun to be enjoyable for having street race and rallycross discipline to be well temporary and useful to have one event for only one discipline. So what do you guys think about having Frozen Sin will be featured, will be part on the... So what do you guys really think about participate in Frozen Sin by having 4 events to be on the normal sunny condition and 2 new events to be on the snow themed condition? It turns out to become much more fun and chill by sliding around to be doing some drifting for street race and rallycross. But it was a lot of fun. But it sure does having a whole lot of fun to rack up to go for the higher points to be going exactly to be doing some main records to have one full event and single segment by only 2 clips. But exactly to be doing some combination until we have to be finishing up to have the scheduled date by starting out from October 12th through the 19th before proceed forward onto the next theme event. Next up, Demons Unleashed will have to go early for Halloween. But that's not all, because a Halloween pumpkin rooftop to be on the Epic Vanity along with a Volkswagen Kombi Ghost Hunt Edition along with some exterior parts for the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Let's have a good check. And this time it's going to get much more events to be included to be on the Halloween theme related. 2 of them is going to be becoming much more spooky-tastic, will have to be required to have some Dodge vehicles. One for the Challenger SRT Hellcat and the Demon. Perfect. So it looks like 2 vehicles we might need to have 2 versions on the Challenger SRT to have a Hellcat and Demon. We might have to go rev up and get prepared for having a Halloween themed summon. But after all, because this is going to be quite very good to be going early before I proceed forward to be at the end of the month, we'll be doing at Frozen Peaks. Takes place to be on schedule in October 26th through November 2nd at the end of the month and go enter earlier. Alright folks, so gonna have to get ready to wrap this up because only one event by doing a follow-up catch-up, just like using the Chrysler 300 SRT8 Crown Edition at Harlem. I bet gonna have to go again by having a GTX version on the KTM Expo is becoming much more faster, and track only hypercar discipline is gonna be so amazing to see how a carbon fiber chassis is gonna have to take the highway and also to be on the track. But interruptions like 2 or 3 seconds, so I had to do some minor fixes and some adding up with voice line just to be exactly in case we'll have to go around in 94%. Well, it turns out to have one video recording today and upload by tomorrow. One follow-up catch-up until at the end of the week. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like Deeper Than Art, Twitter, Instagram, GT Planet, and more for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.